Chloe slammed her phone against the nightstand at 3:47 in the morning, mascara-stained tears streaming down her face. Her other hand clutched her swollen belly as a contraction ripped through her body. She had just woken from the most vivid dream of her life, a dream where her mother Eleanor stood before her in a garden of white roses, apologizing for 3 years of silence. But that wasn't what made Chloe's blood run cold. It was what Eleanor had whispered. Tomorrow. Everything happens tomorrow, don't be afraid. Now, 10 days before her due date, Chloe was in labor, and she had an overwhelming certainty that she needed to call her mother right now, before it was too late. If you're enjoying this story, hit that like button and subscribe to hear more incredible true stories. Tell me in the comments, where in the world are you watching from? 28-year-old Chloe had been living in a prison of her own pride for 3 years. The apartment she shared with her husband, Marcus Whitley, felt emptier than it should have. There was a grandmother-shaped hole in the preparations for this baby's arrival. 3 years ago, when Chloe introduced Marcus to her mother, Eleanor, everything fell apart. Eleanor said cruel, judgmental things about Marcus's background and career. The argument that followed was nuclear. Words were said that couldn't be unsaid. Doors slammed that hadn't opened since. For 3 years, Chloe convinced herself she didn't need her mother. She'd gotten married without her, gotten pregnant without her support. But late at night when Marcus was asleep and Chloe felt the baby kick, she'd hold her phone with Eleanor's contact pulled up, her thumb hovering over the call button. Twice she'd actually pressed it. Twice she'd hung up before Eleanor could answer. Yesterday, Chloe's best friend Simone Portman had held her hand across a coffee shop table and said what everyone was thinking. This baby is coming any day now. Are you really going to let your mother miss this? That night, Marcus found Chloe crying in the nursery. Our daughter deserves to know her grandmother, he'd whispered, and your mother deserves to know she's forgiven. Chloe went to bed with a heavy heart and tears soaking her pillow. Then came the dream. It hadn't felt like a normal dream from the beginning. Everything was too sharp, too real. Chloe found herself in a garden surrounded by white roses that seemed to glow. And then Eleanor appeared. Eleanor looked younger, almost translucent in the strange light. My darling girl, she said, her voice echoing. I've been so stubborn, so foolish. I was so afraid of losing you that I pushed you away. Eleanor's hand touched Chloe's cheek, feeling cool and electric. I'm so sorry, Chloe. Marcus is a good man. I see that now. I was wrong about everything. Eleanor's hand moved to Chloe's pregnant belly, and warmth spread through her entire body. Tomorrow. Everything happens tomorrow. Don't be afraid. Tell her I'll always be watching over her. Tell her about the white roses. Her? Chloe gasped. It's a girl. Your daughter. My granddaughter. She has my eyes. Those impossible green eyes. She's going to be extraordinary. Mom, we didn't find out the gender. How do you? But the garden was fading. I love you, Chloe. Tell her that love is stronger than anything, even stronger than... The dream shattered. Chloe's eyes flew open. The clock read 3:47 a.m., and then a contraction, a real unmistakable contraction. Marcus, wake up, it's happening. Another contraction hit, stronger than the first. I know when I'm in labor. We need to go now. They rushed to the car in organized chaos. But once on the road, streetlights flashing by in the pre-dawn darkness, Chloe felt something shift inside her. I need to call my mother, right now. I need to call her now. Marcus glanced at her. Honey, it's 4 a.m. Maybe wait until... No, something's wrong, I can feel it, please. At the next red light, he handed her the phone. Chloe pulled up Eleanor's contact with shaking hands. She hadn't called this number in 3 years. Her thumb hit call. It rang. Once. Twice. 3 times. Pick up, Mom, please pick up. 7 times. Then a click. But the voice wasn't Eleanor's. Hello? This is Dr. Vanessa Chen. May I ask who's calling? Chloe's breath caught. What? Who are you? Where's my mother? I need to speak to Eleanor. This is her daughter, Chloe. There was a pause. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. I'm your mother's neighbor. Chloe, your mother passed away last night. The world stopped. What? What did you say? Marcus nearly swerved. What's happening, Chloe? What's wrong? Your mother had a heart attack in her sleep, Dr. Chen continued. It was peaceful. She didn't suffer. The coroner estimated the time of death between 11:45 p.m. and 12:30 a.m. last night. That's impossible. Chloe's voice was hollow. I saw her. I talked to her in my dream at 3:30 this morning, hours after. The impossible mathematics crashed over her. Her mother had died around midnight. Chloe's dream happened at 3:30 a.m., 3 hours after Eleanor's death. Are you still there? Dr. Chen asked gently. I'm in labor. We're on the way to the hospital. Oh my God, today? There was silence. Then Dr. Chen spoke carefully. Your mother talked about you constantly. She was planning to call you. She'd been writing you a letter. It's here. Would you like me to read it? Yes, please. Dr. Chen's voice returned, thick with emotion. My dearest Chloe, I've started this letter 100 times. I never know the right words to say how sorry I am. 3 years ago, I said terrible things about Marcus. I was cruel and completely wrong. Marcus is a wonderful man. I see the life you've built together, and I see that I'm not in it, and that's my own fault. I don't deserve your forgiveness, but I'm begging for it anyway. I just want my daughter back. Chloe was sobbing, her body shaking with grief and contractions. The letter ends with this, Dr. Chen said. I'll find a way to tell you I love you. Even if it's my last act in this world, I'll find a way. Your mother always, Eleanor. Chloe looked at Marcus. Eleanor had found a way. Against death itself, she'd found a way to deliver her message. She came to me, Chloe whispered. That wasn't just a dream. That was my mother saying goodbye and hello at the same time. They arrived at the hospital, and a nurse named Patricia Donnelly took one look at Chloe and called for a wheelchair. The next hours passed in a blur of pain and determination. Between contractions, Chloe told Marcus everything about the dream. Marcus, we didn't know what we were having, but my mom knew. She knew it was a girl. Labor intensified as dawn broke. Patricia kept checking monitors, offering encouragement. At one point, Chloe looked at the empty chair in the corner, the one meant for the grandmother who should have been there. But instead of emptiness, Chloe felt presence. Warmth. A hand on her shoulder she couldn't quite feel. She's here, Chloe whispered. Marcus, she's here. Finally, after 7 hours, Patricia smiled broadly. It's time. You're complete. When the next contraction comes, push. Chloe pushed with everything she had. She thought of her mother's face in the dream, of Eleanor's promise that the pain would be worth it. One more big push, Patricia announced. One more and you'll meet your daughter. Chloe gathered every ounce of strength and pushed. And then, a cry. A tiny, perfect cry. She's here, your daughter is here. They placed the baby on Chloe's chest, and she felt her entire world reorganize itself. 10 fingers, 10 toes, Patricia said. Perfect APGAR scores. She's absolutely healthy. The baby's cries quieted, and slowly her eyes began to open. Chloe's breath caught. Green. Brilliant, impossible, undeniable green. Not the murky blue most newborns have, not the brown both parents carried, but Eleanor's exact shade of green, that rare, striking color that stood out in every photograph. Marcus, look at her eyes. He leaned close, his face transforming to wonder. That's impossible. We both have brown eyes. She has my mother's eyes. Chloe was crying and laughing. My mom was right, she knew. There was a knock and Dr. Chen appeared, carrying a wrapped box. I have something that couldn't wait. Inside was a vintage gold locket. Marcus opened it. 2 photos showing Eleanor as a baby and Eleanor's mother, both with the same green eyes. Pressed white rose petals were tucked inside. A card in Eleanor's handwriting read, For my granddaughter, may you know love without conditions. May you forgive easier than I did. May you always remember that your grandmother loved you before she ever met you. With all my love, Grandma Eleanor. Dated 1 week before her death. Chloe held her daughter closer, looking into those impossible eyes. Rose Eleanor Whitley, she said, after the flowers that connected 3 generations. After the mother who loved me enough to cross between life and death to say goodbye. Your mom's letter said she'd find a way to tell you she loved you, Marcus said quietly. And she did. Chloe looked down at Rose. Not her last act, her first act in whatever comes next. That first night home, Chloe sat in the nursery holding Rose. Your grandmother loved you before she ever met you, she whispered, and she made sure to meet you the only way she could. A white rose petal drifted past the nursery window. They were on the second floor. There was no wind. The roses weren't blooming yet, but there it was, a single petal floating by like a blown kiss from beyond. Chloe smiled through her tears. I know, Mom. I know you're here. I forgive you, and I love you, and I'll make sure Rose knows everything about you. Some people say dreams are just neurons firing, that coincidences are random, that death is the end. But Chloe knew better. She'd felt her mother's hand 3 hours after her death. She'd heard the warning. She'd seen her daughter's impossible green eyes. She'd read the letter promising love would find a way. Love, Chloe had learned, is stronger than pride, stronger than silence, stronger than mistakes in 3 years of absence. And sometimes, in moments of desperate need, love is even stronger than death itself. Years later, Rose would listen to the whole story with her grandmother's eyes and smile, then say with perfect childhood certainty, "Of course Grandma came to see you. She loved you. That's what love does." And Chloe would agree, knowing Eleanor had given them proof that love transcends everything, that forgiveness is never too late, and that mothers find a way to reach their daughters, no matter what boundaries lie between them. If this story touched your heart, please like and subscribe for more incredible true stories. Share your thoughts. Do you believe love can transcend death?